Hey guys, back with an update here on where I'm at on the real grade Sinanju, and this video is mainly going to be a bunch of stuff that I've picked up here lately. So the progress on the real grade Sinanju has been slow. I haven't had a ton of time since getting back from the Butch O'Hare show and hanging out with all the guys last week, which, by the way, it was phenomenal to be able to hang out with Mike and Andy and Gil and Balthazar and Adam and Kurt. Everybody that I saw there was really cool, and it was an awesome time to be able to hang out with all those guys. So that was really awesome. And, you know, big thanks to Andy for kind of organizing that whole thing. He's the one that kind of got everybody to kind of converge in the same spot, or at least it seemed like it to me. Anyway, real grade Sinanju, slow progress. This is actually a really complex kit. Sorry about my fingers. I mean, you can see where that's my progress. I've got one leg completed. I say completed. I gotta, you know, I'm like I usually do with Gundam stuff. Once I'm done assembling it once, I'm gonna take it all apart and paint certain things on this one. I'm not painting the pieces that you see that are red. I will not paint. They're nice glossy red, and I like the way the red and the gold work together on this. But I will do some of the inner frame stuff like this. I'm gonna paint up the thrusters for sure. You can see a thruster there and a bunch of thrusters there. But yeah, I mean, really complex for a real grade kit. I'm really enjoying this so far. But yeah, progress to this point has been fairly slow. But you can see that's all there is to it. And there's a buttload of plastic still waiting to get trimmed off and slapped together here. Okay, so that's it for the update on that. That's, like I said, progress has been slow. Let's go to my loot acquisitions, and we're going to start with the only thing that I managed to pick up at the Butch O'Hare show, and you know, thanks to Andy, who I was calling. You know, everybody knows his YouTube channel is Tactical Jackalope. He could also call his channel the Deal Hound, because when you're with the guy at the show, he's like a bloodhound for finding you a better deal on a kit that you've already been looking at. And that's what he did for me. That's what he did for me at the show. I was wandering around with him, and I pointed out a kit that I was looking for, and we saw it at one price, and then 10 minutes later we're walking around, he points to the exact same kit that I had walked by probably 3 times at another vendor for, you know, $8 less than the original place was selling them for. And that kit was this, the MiG-21, the Edward MiG-21 Profi Pack 48 scale. This kit on eBay generally goes for around $60, $30 at the show. That was a really good price. That was, for that kit, for everything that comes in there. And you've got photo etch, you've got their photo etch, their pre-painted photo etch for the cockpit, some resin, the canopy masks. This was an awesome price, so I could not say no to that. And that's the only thing I actually managed to pick up at the show. There were a couple other things that I was looking at, thinking about, but I was happy just getting this. This was a hell of a deal. So again, thanks to Tactical Jackalope, Andy, my deal hound at the show. The next bunch of stuff is going to be, well, I got a big box from HLJ. So I got the big box from HLJ, and then I got an eBay purchase, which was a kit that I'm really excited to have. But we'll go through the HLJ stuff first, because the eBay purchase, I think, is kind of my favorite of the bunch. First and foremost, was this thing. It's some add-on parts for a Gundam. It's this, you can see it there on the box. It's that big giant cannon. It's supposed to be for the kit that you see pictured on there, which I already have. It comes with some other thing as well, but I mainly got this for the big ass gun. Yeah. So the deal with this was it came with this Gunpla Aces, and I thought it was going to be like a magazine for. I thought it was going to be like a magazine showing off stuff that people have worked on. It's not. It's just like some silly manga thing that I really don't care about. There's some neat stuff in there, I guess. I don't know. I'm not super. I don't really give a crap about that. I got it for this big ass gun. So that'll be a cool thing for when I get around to building that specific kit. Next up, some actually official Bandai water slide decals. They're meant for the RGM 79 GM version 2. I will not use it. I don't have that kit. It's that one there. That's what they're intended for. I will use this set of decals with that one right there. So, Bandai has really good water slide decals, but exceptionally fragile. Like really, really fragile. They will tear. They tear super easily. So, got to be careful using those. Oh, hey, I also got another one of these goofy chisels. It's a wider one. This is you can see it right there. It's a 1 and a 1.5 millimeter edge on that one. Because I got one, hey, I figured I might as well get two. Actually, this I had this in my list of stuff to purchase if it ever came in at HLJ. And right after I bought the one I showed off a couple videos ago, this happened to come back in stock at HLJ, and I picked this up as well. Next up, Gundam kit. It's really the only Gundam kit of the, I mean, apart from the little the gun thing, this is the only actual kit, Gundam kit thing that I've picked up here. You can see it there. I think that's a really cool looking. There's the cool one. That's how mine will probably be built, although repainted in some other forms, in some other colors. Yeah, I just thought this was a neat looking Gundam kit, so I picked that up. I think it wasn't expensive. It was like $12 or something. Maybe it was a little bit more than that. Actually, I can look at the side of the box. The box will tell me. I think. Alright, doesn't say right here. Yeah, 1,200 yen, so about $12. Race car number 1. Again, this is a re-release from Hasegawa, Toyota 88C. I have Tamiya's full detail version in my stash. This is just an alternate paint scheme of that car, which I thought looked really cool. So I picked this up. Again, wasn't very expensive, I don't believe. So yeah, another Group C race car for my collection. Because I've got a bunch of Focke-Wulf 190s, hey, let's get another one. And I had no idea that this was a thing until I saw it on HLJ. And a 1/72nd scale 190 F8 Profi Pack. You know, should be a solid kit. There's no resin in this. It's just photo etch and then I think window masks. But it's an Edward kit, so it should be really nice. And I've got, much like my Porsche 962s, I've got way too many Focke-Wulf 190s now. Next up, Another Hasegawa kit. This time the 172nd MiG-25. Why? Because I like Russian military jets from that era. They're just really... There's a thing of beauty to how blocky and industrial the MiG-25, the MiG-21, the MiG-23, all of those planes, there's something about them that I really like. Oops, sorry for the glare. They're not. I wouldn't consider them pretty. They're not pretty airplanes. They're just. I really like the style and the look of those airplanes. This is the airplane that a lot of people said that the Russians were copying the F-15. I believe, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe the MiG-25 actually predated the F-15. So, yeah, I could be 100% wrong on that. But yeah, it's a Hasegawa kit. It's a new. I don't know if this is a new release or a re-release, but this is a new one. This just came out. So, yeah, this should be cool. It's a bigger box than what they needed because the parts only take up about 2/3 of it. So, yeah, really, again, another cool airplane kit for when I start building airplanes at some point. Yeah, and then this last but definitely not least here, my favorite of the bunch. Don't mind my hose for my airbrush. To me is 12 scale Brabham BT-44B. This car raced in 74, I believe. And it's one of those cars that I just think is one of the really cool, really awesome looking cars of its time. Actually, the best looking car of that year, in my opinion. And being it's a 12 scale Tamiya kit, it's got all the little goodies in there for detailing it up and stuff like that. However, this kit was clearly not intended to be sold outside of Japan. Well, how do you know that? Well, when you open it up, the entire manual is nothing but Japanese, which I actually think is super. There's a really good shot of the car itself. It just had really, really nice lines to it. I really, really like that car. It was so... It looked... I mean, the cars in 74 all looked a lot alike, but this car had its own unique line. It had very unique lines compared to everything else that was running. But as you can see, this entire manual is 100% Japanese. And because it's an older kit, the instructions are not quite as... I mean, you get the picture instructions, but they do a lot of explaining things for each step, which Google Translate is going to be working some overtime for me when I start going on this. But yeah, this is going to be fun, and it's going to be a unique challenge because I'm going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of Google Translate as I go along with this. But yeah, if you the manual, the instructions are not quite what they are in the current kits. I mean, the manual itself looks old. But yeah, this is gonna be. You see, you gotta wire the distributor for the engine. You got all sorts of wiring for the engine, plumbing for the engine. Typical to me, a 12 scale kit, really highly detailed. But yeah, this is a really cool kit. I was really excited. I didn't get a great deal. I mean, I paid, these kits go for, they're all over the board on the pricing. When you see them on eBay, they can be over $200. They can be under $100 depending on the kit. I got this kit for $104, which I'm happy with. I paid 100 and something for the well, the big box standing on end there. This is my 12 scale FW14B from 1992. I paid a little over $100 for that. So this is right in line with you know, that was a pretty good price for this, considering they can be a lot higher. But you know, just kind of going through the bits and bobs for the box here. You've got the tires and the wiring and various other bits. I'm wondering what's in. Oh, there's screws, and oh, this has actual springs. Sorry, bad camera work. It has actual springs for the shock absorbers. That's really cool. And I mean, you know, you can see the tire differences there. The thing that made 70s F1 cars so cool were just the enormous rear tires that they ran. I'm super excited for this kit. You got some chrome. Oh, so the decals. You know, these are really old decals, but they're not in terrible shape. If I had to use them, I probably could. They're, you know, you can see the white has kind of turned somewhat yellow. They have not cracked. They don't feel like they've dried out too terribly bad. They're actually, I think these would be usable if I needed to use them. Well, they have sort of dried out in spots. But I did get, actually let me grab it now. If I could figure, oh, here it is. I've already picked up a set of replacement decals for it. I don't think I can get that out of here. But there it is. So yeah, I've got replacements for it to do that. And there's two sheets. It's not just, there's this one, and then you get the curved bits there too. This was from IndyCals, and again, thanks to James Duff for being my decal hound and telling me where I could get them, where I could find them. So, alright, let's move these here for right now. So, you got some chromed parts here in the box. These are going to have to be stripped. These look terrible. There's no way around it. The brake discs look... The finish on those brake discs is... There's some nice detail there, but that chrome finish is garbage. The suspension... I don't actually... That's not suspension pieces. But the other chrome pieces... All of that's got to get stripped and repainted. You got the... what we have here, this is the body work. So this should be the which end is the front? This would be the front? I don't know. Anyway, you can see it's still got the original tape that's actually turned it a little bit yellow there. That's the body tub, and then you've got various other bits and pieces in here. Looks like the wheels and the exhaust pipes. So yeah, this is just another, this is, I know I keep saying it, but I'm really excited to have this kit because this car is so cool. It's just so cool. Again, more body pieces. So this here, that's the air intakes. That's the big giant air scoop that they ran. Obviously gonna need a little bit of filler to get rid of some seam lines there. This is actually, there's a lot more there's a lot more bits and I think there's a lot more bits and pieces to this than there are to the FW14B that I already have. There's not as many components to that car. But yeah, this is just a little quick look in the box. But yeah, that's my recent little haul from eBay and HLJ. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty happy with this haul. I gotta stay the hell off of eBay though, because I just bought a bunch more crap. Bought a bunch of more photo etch parts for some race cars, and what the hell else? Oh, some decals for one of my 962s. So yeah. Anyways, that's really kind of it for this video. Again, there's my progress on the Real Grade Sinanju. Slowly picking away at it. But yeah, that's it. Like I said, it was awesome to meet everybody at the Butch O'Hare Show, Gil and Andy and everybody else. Yeah, that's it. I'm rambling, so thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.